Do you guys see this lip combo? Do you see this lip combo? Kiko Milano 3D Hydra Lip Gloss in the shade number 20. Game changer on any skin tone, on any complexion. Just this. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. If this is your first time here, please be sure to click the subscribe button as well as the notifications bell to get notified every single time I post a new video. If you are already part of the fabulous family, what's popping, what's happening, what's good? So I don't even know what I'm going to title this video, but as you guys can see from this title, this is a sort of like chit chat, rant, etc, that kind of video. I'm just kind of talking to you guys. So you guys may have noticed that I have not been posting on YouTube for a while. If you follow me on Instagram, you also would have noticed that bar my graduation pictures, I haven't been posting anything on Instagram, and that's because I basically made a promise to myself, specifically for Instagram or on Instagram, that I'm not going to post anything new until I see a visible change in my body, because I feel like I've gained loads of weight throughout lockdown. And I kind of posted it on the story, or on my story, for accountability purposes, because I knew if I've put it out there, I have to stick to it, and I have to stick to this promise. Alongside me not posting on Instagram, I had basically stopped posting on YouTube for basically the same reason, even though I didn't obviously come out and say it. But I had tried taking pictures or filming different hauls on so many occasions, and I hated what I was looking at or what I saw. I just felt, and still low-key kind of feel this way, I'm not gonna lie, but I just felt very like fat. And then as a big girl, a lot of the time, which is a really bad thing and something I've been trying to unlearn for years, but like when I gain weight, I associate that weight gain with I look ugly. And I suppose it's linked to past trauma. Back in the day, we were kind of like made fun of, and it's like if you were fat it equaled ugly. The two, you couldn't be fat and beautiful. The two could not coexist. As much as I know that that's a very false narrative in my head, unfortunately that's just kind of what happens. When I gain weight, I feel very ugly, undesirable, etc. So that was kind of like why I had stopped posting on YouTube and Instagram. But then a few days, or yeah, I guess a few days into like me not posting or whatever, I was speaking to my friend Jay. Make sure you check out her channel, she's great. And I was also speaking to my friend Renee. Make sure you check out her channel, she's great. And we were basically having this conversation about how I can't say I stand for plus size and curvy women and be so like unkind to myself. You know, as much as I'm trying to unlearn these past traumas or these things that I've become so accustomed to, I feel like I'm doing the people that support me or people who look like me a disservice if I'm only going to add to certain narratives, which are obviously fat equals ugly. Or I can't sit here and preach body positivity. Guys, be confident in your bodies. We need to love ourselves no matter how we look, no matter how much weight we gain or how much weight we lose, and then kind of not hold myself to the same standard. And I was very happy that Jay kind of called me out on this, which is also very important. Please do have friends, guys, that are able to check you in a very kind way, in a very understanding way, just kind of let you know, be like, you know, babe, don't you think that, you know, blah 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 blah. And I was very thankful that she did that, because it actually was like, wait sis, she's very right. Like I can't come to my channel and tell people one thing and not practice the same for myself. But y'all, when I did post the whole thing on Instagram at the time, I wasn't even doing it for like sympathy, and I even specified in my story, please don't come and be like, oh my gosh, you look great, oh my gosh, but you're somebody else, oh my gosh. Like, I obviously appreciate those messages, but I wasn't doing it for people to give me like sympathy. I am a self-aware person, and I can see when I've gained weight. So I wanted to be like, okay sis, if you put this on here, people are going to hold you accountable, etc, or you're going to be able to at least hold yourself more accountable because you put it out into the universe. But yeah, obviously after these conversations I had with Jackie and Renee, I was like, okay, I need to actually get myself together. It's really sad that like we grow up with these narratives, obviously because of society and people around us, or the things we've gone through, the things we've kind of had instilled in our brains about the standard of beauty. I mean, as much as it's kind of changed a little bit now over the years, there's still that narrative that beauty and certain sizes cannot coexist. And I really hate that, because when I actually stopped and looked back, and I'm like, it's really sad that I felt like I have to stop posting, or I felt like I could not stand the content I was putting out because of how I looked, or I was feeling ugly because I gained weight. If I can even look at myself now, despite the fact that I still feel like I need to get it together and I'm now working out again and I'm not like super big for me to have felt like, oh my gosh, the world is coming to an end because I've gained weight. And even if I had like gained that much weight and like gone up like maybe 4 dress sizes in the space of 2 months, it's actually not that deep, especially because the basis of it wasn't even, oh my gosh, my health. My first instinct was, oh my gosh, I look ugly, oh my gosh, I gained weight, everyone's gonna think, what the hell. It was more coming from a desirability kind of like point of view, and I feel like that's really, really sad. Obviously, we can only hope to fight for certain change and only hope that by the time we have kids and grandkids, that narrative has changed. But that change obviously starts with ourselves, because imagine I had a child or a younger sister and they were watching me and I had basically stopped posting, etc., based off of how I'm feeling. How could I then look at them and tell them love yourself, or be confident, or, you know, preach body posi, or, you know, tell them love yourself no matter what you look like, and I'm not doing the same? I still don't think I'm gonna post on Instagram until I see some change, and that's just because I made a promise to myself and I do want to like follow it through. But I am trying to change my mindset and take it more of a, I need to be healthy rather than, oh, how I look. And obviously because of this, I mean, I'm posting this video now, but the next video after this is gonna be a haul. So I'm just gonna go out and put out a video. I feel like it only makes sense. Apart from all of this, I was actually watching a Heels Off episode. If I can find it, I'll put the link in the description box below. The conversation wasn't necessarily about gaining weight and weight loss or whatever, but there's something that Tony had pointed out, which was, as women, we do ourselves such a disservice when we base our value based off of like our physical appearance, like be it like beauty or bodies and stuff. Like, we are worth so much more and our value lies in so much more than our physical appearance. Okay, like, I am smart, I'm a great friend, at least I think so. I'm a great daughter, sister, cousin, niece, aunt, girlfriend, all of these things. Like, I'm generally a great person, and I shouldn't base my value off of, oh my gosh, how do I look, or what are they gonna say about my looks or my appearance? Like, I'm worth so much more than that, and I think that's something we all need to just kind of try really hard to remember, that our value is not like based on our physical appearance. I shouldn't be thinking about my weight gain as a problem just because people are gonna think I'm ugly. If I've gained weight and I'm now struggling to go up the stairs, or my knees are hurting, or it's giving my body problems, then I can panic. But so this brings me to the next thing I wanted to actually like talk about, discuss, rant about, etc., whatever you want to call it. I don't know if you guys, in fact, I'm pretty sure a lot of you know, but if you don't, Maya Jama has been made the face of a body posi campaign. I'm not really sure for what brand. And for those of you that don't know, Maya Jama, I mean, I don't know her dimensions or her measurements, but she's always kind of been between that size 8, 10 range. I think, if I'm wrong, I really apologize, but from what it looks like, she's always been between that size 8 to 10, 12 at most range. And Maya Jama obviously is of a fairer complexion, so generally it's safe to say that she's kind of always been the ideal standard of beauty. For this podcast and this episode, they were kind of talking about this, and I believe the girl on the show was basically saying, you know, as much as she understands that, you know, like, it's kind of difficult to attach body positivity with someone of Maya's size, because she's a similar size. She was expressing how she too obviously can understand maybe what it would feel like in Maya's position, because she was expressing how obviously body shaming is not exclusive to like, or limited to plus size people. Like, smaller people do get body shamed. Like, unfortunately, people below certain sizes get told they need to eat more. We see certain memes about like, real men love women with meat, not skin and bones. Like, we see those really hurtful, problematic statements as well. So she was saying she understands what it's like, because she was like, nobody can tell her that, her as in the guest on the podcast, she was saying nobody could ever tell her that she's never struggled with body image issues, which is a very fair statement. But I think something that was rubbing me the wrong way was the fact that, and this obviously isn't about her, it's also what I was seeing on social media, is that a lot of people do obviously make these very fair and valid points about the fact that people on the smaller end of the spectrum have had body image issues as well and have been body shamed as well. But I feel like it's really, really important for society and mainstream media to not forget that the body posi and body positivity movement was started by black plus size fat, as the women themselves call it. Like, it was started by black fat women, so typically celebrating or trying to empower women above the size 16 kind of like mark, so like size UK size 16 and up, basically. I want to put this in a way that's not like too controversial, and I really don't want to offend anyone, but I feel like it's so problematic to kind of attach this large campaign that's going to be really, really absorbed by mainstream media and society, and have somebody who doesn't fit that description of a black fat woman. Do you know what I mean? And it was making me feel away, because it's not to say, like I said, that smaller people don't get body shamed and they have not faced body image issues, and they too have had to teach themselves how to love themselves and how to love their bodies despite what they look like. But I just feel like, to me, I feel like we're getting to that point of like all lives matter-ish when it comes to that, because it's not to say that other ethnic minorities do not face racism or anything like that, but then it's kind of like, by them being all lives matter, you're literally silencing all these black people that are trying to be like, hello, we are at the bottom of the food chain. And unfortunately, that's what it's like being a black plus size, especially if you're considered fat woman. You are at the bottom of the food chain. Like I was explaining earlier, for so long in our lives we have been taught that being fat and being beautiful do not coexist. The two cannot happen simultaneously. So when you kind of then put such, or someone with a body or just general image that's so close to like mainstream society's ideal description of beauty, it's so problematic. And I feel like it just kind of silences the people that started the movement, the people that need the movement as a whole. And it was really, really making me feel away. And unfortunately, little old me, or a bunch of women that look like me, our voices are not loud enough to kind of like fix the problem. I don't feel like we're going to be heard much. Even now, as I'm filming this, today is July 14th, and I don't even think people are speaking about it anymore. Obviously, the world understandably is facing much more pressing matters, but it's little things like that, like it just kind of gets swept under the rug and life kind of goes on. And it's not going to be the last time somebody with image, face, body much closer to like society's ideal standard of beauty gets a campaign that big. It's gonna keep happening again and again and again, and it just makes me so upset. It makes me real upset, especially because I feel like unless you've been in that position, or you've had to deal with being bullied, made fun of for your size, or being told you're ugly because of your size, especially when you're black and especially when you're dark skinned, you can't relate. And even me, I do even have to add a pinch of salt, because as much as I went through that when I was younger, at this point in society, my body is still somewhat, it may not be like everyone's ideal body, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend there aren't people that don't want a body like mine. Like, people like that exist. I do get told a fair number of times. It's not to gas myself up or anything, and please, that's not what I'm doing, but even with me, I have to add a pinch of salt, because there are still people who look like me or who are my size who get a pass. Like, so many people at this current point of life in 2020 would say I am not fat, whereas when I was younger I was definitely considered fat. So even me being dark skinned and plus size, I'm still not at the very bottom of that food chain. So even my like struggle is never going to be the same as someone who's, for example, a UK size 24, UK size 30. So I also need to understand the slight privilege I have over people who are bigger than me. But y'all tell me what you guys think in the comments What did you guys think of the whole situation? Would just like to highlight that I'm not trying to silence people who are smaller than me, who have had body image issues and have still had to teach themselves to be body positive as well, despite not being fat. But do you understand what I mean when I say it kind of gets to that all lives matter-ish point of the situation when stuff like this happens? I don't know if you guys are catching my train of thought. I really do hope you are. But yeah, that's honestly all I wanted to talk about today. It was probably longer than expected. I know these kind of videos are probably not everyone's cup of tea, but it's something that I felt like was really heavy on my heart and I felt like I should talk about. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please do comment down below, like, I actually mean, like, let's actually have a conversation about all of this. Let me know if you agree, let me know if you disagree, let me know if you understand why someone like Maya would happily take that campaign. Let me know why you feel like she shouldn't have taken that campaign. Hi guys, it's Editing Nessie from the future here. Something I briefly forgot to mention in the video. When I do say that if you think she shouldn't have taken the role, let's discuss it. And that's because I feel like people who are in a position of privilege do need to sometimes remember to check their privilege. For example, you know, the good old debate of Zoe Saldana taking that role of Nina Simone in that Nina Simone biopic, knowing that she is not a dark-skinned black woman, makes no sense. And that's basically what I wanted to point out pertaining to the whole Maya Jama thing. Obviously, it's understandable that people want to chase a check, chase a bag. But when you are in a position of privilege and when it comes to things like societal change, you have to check your privilege. Honestly, let's just have a conversation about it in the comment section down below. Other than that, I do promise to try and keep uploading videos and just kind of try to hold myself accountable and just try to love myself despite how much weight I gain or lose. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and until next time guys, bye.